Hi everyone, happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us today from wherever you are. Thank you for tuning in. My friends, we have an incredibly special session that we're hosting today. I'm thrilled and excited to get to introduce some brand new products to you today. If you've had the opportunity to check out any of our social media channels, if you are a subscriber to our email program, you are going to know that today we launched for the first time ever a brand new cordless and rechargeable diffuser called the Aroma Be Free. And if you're going to launch one diffuser, why not launch 3 different colors? So that's what we're going to talk through today. My name is Kristin. I am the National Educator here at Sage. Very excited to have the opportunity, like I said, to chat through these brand new products with you today. We're also going to introduce some diffuser blends, some of my personal favorites that I'm going to recommend alongside these new units. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to introduce, as I mentioned, 3 brand new colorways today. One of them is a limited edition version. So that's a version we're only going to have in stores and online until we sell through. So if you love that color, you're going to want to hop on that opportunity right away. And then the other 2 units we're going to look at today, these are colors that are going to join our core collection. So you'll be able to pick up these colorways and these options in the diffusers year round. So let's get started. I'm going to begin today with the limited edition version. So this is a gorgeous colorway called Cosmic Blue. So I'm so excited, just the first reveal, getting the chance to show it to you here today. I'm going to just sort of spin it and give you a little bit of a look from all sides. So what I want to start with saying is just really celebrating this structural design, this really beautiful geometric shape that I think is very innovative in the diffuser space. And this color again is the limited edition version called Cosmic Blue. So when I hold it up here a little bit closer to you, you see it actually has a really nice iridescent finish on it there. And so it just has like an ability to really catch the light in a unique way depending on where you keep it in your space. So this is the version that is launching to be only available, like I said, until we sell through in stores or online. And of course, I'm going to take you through every one of the functionalities today. We're going to get into the nitty gritty and really figure out how we can use these units in our space. But again, for the first time ever, you're seeing here, oh, I pressed the button by accident. I have to take it off camera. I don't want to reveal to you just yet. But for the first time ever, you're seeing the cordless and rechargeable units that we are now offering. So that's colorway number 1. The second one I want to show you, this will be joining our core collection. This is the matte black. So again, just going to put it up close for you to see. The matte black version, I think, is just really chic, really timeless. It just really has that ability to fit into any decor, into any home scheme. So of course, we wanted to give you a color just like that. And then number 3, again, another part of our core collection offering is going to be our matte white. So this is the unit that I'm going to use to actually walk you through all the functionalities. I think it's the one that will show up best on camera, just be easiest for you to see. So like I said, I'm going to take you through all of the ins and outs and all of the nuanced ways that you can use these beautiful new diffusers as part of your wellness routine. So take a look at it up close. I'm going to start actually by showing you just right on the bottom of the unit. So here you see, this is where you actually plug in the unit to recharge. So it's a cordless and rechargeable unit. It is powered by a lithium battery. That's going to be in the bottom half of the diffuser here. But of course, it does have a cord as well for recharging. So let me show you that. This is just the cord here, and it's just like a standard diffuser cord for us. So it has that small prong, plugs into a standard wall electrical outlet. It's a beautiful cloth covered charging cord, which is just very durable, really functional, and just has a long lifespan. So that's how you charge the unit. And like I mentioned, that's where it would happen right here. It has these little elevated feet here. These are fantastic for just giving a bit of a lift off of a surface so that when you see here, well, no, here, this is your ventilation system and your air vents here. So when it's sitting on any surface, there's still some room for the air to come out underneath. And then right here on the front, you're going to see just this small little triangular button here. This is actually the button that controls the functionality for the unit. So what I'm really excited about for the Aroma Be Free is that it has 2 run options. So you can run continuously or intermittent. So what that means is that once your diffuser is fully charged, When you press this button one time, you're going to enter that continuous setting. So your diffuser will run for up to 4 hours. If you press it a second time, you go into the intermittent functionality, and this is an 8-hour runtime. So up to about 8 hours. How it works is the diffuser runs for 30 seconds, and then it shuts off for 30 seconds, and then repeats that interval for up to 8 hours. I'm a big fan of the intermittent setting. I love the way it just sort of gives you a little bit of a break in between, sort of bursts of scent. And then my personal favorite reason is you don't have to fill up the water tank as many times. And then if you just press your button a third time, that's when your diffuser would just shut off. So when you have fully charged your unit, it's going to run for the 4 to 8 hour span on one charge. So what that means is after you have gone through a full water tank, you've gone through a full life cycle of either continuous or intermittent, you'll need to charge your unit again. What's fantastic is that you can actually use the unit while it's being charged. So just like a standard diffuser in the way that you just have them plugged into an electrical outlet, if you choose to run it at that time, you can. So how that's going to look is if you are using the unit while you're charging, it's going to take maybe about 6 to 7 hours to fully come back to that charge. And if you have the unit off during that time, a little bit shorter of a charging window, so about 5 to 6 hours. What's fantastic is I'll just show you right here as well, just this tiny little dot. It's so hard on camera, I can never tell which side it's on. That tiny little dot, that's actually your charging light indicator. So when your unit has run through its battery power and it needs to be recharged, you'll see that light will go red. It's fully bright green when it's ready to go. That means you can unplug it from the charging source. And then when it's yellow, it lets you know that it is charging. So it'll be yellow during that duration of charge cycle. So really clear and simple to understand when and how to use it. So that's sort of some of the functionality pieces. Now I'm going to open it up and show you the inside. So this is really cool, is the lid actually separates entirely from the base. So it's almost like you see like you have two pieces. So we'll start with the lid here and I'll show you just inside. It has a built-in secondary cap here. So it's nothing that has to be removed or replaced. And then this is the inside of the unit like this. So in here, you see in the bottom, that's your ultrasonic disc. So that's a very important piece of a diffuser. That's the piece that actually vibrates at an ultrasonic speed to allow for that creation of mist. That's what breaks up the water particles, the essential oil molecules, and creates that beautiful fine mist that we see in the air. So you always want to be mindful to keep this piece here free of any debris, any buildup. Really important to keep the inner piece of your diffuser nice and clean. And then the second piece I want to talk about today, it's the water tank and how to fill the unit. So I'm going to show you this really nice up and close, and you see this little tab here. So if you see it kind of from the side, there's a bit of like a line demarcation here, and then that little tab at the front. So if you look really closely, it actually says the word max over top of that tab. So that's indicating to you where to fill the water to. One of the things that's really important when using all of our diffusers, but these ones in particular, is that you want to be really careful to ensure you don't overfill. What happens when a diffuser has water in the tank is that it actually needs space between the water and the top of the unit to actually allow for the creation of mist. And then that's what the disc does, is actually pushes upwards and allows it to come through the top. So if you have filled your water too high, there isn't actually enough space in the tank there for the mist to be created. And a couple of things can happen. So number one, your motor goes a little bit into overdrive. It's working really hard to create that mist and it's pushing upwards, but there's no space for it to go. So that can cause your unit to overheat or to malfunction. So of course we want to be mindful of that. The other piece is that often you'll take your lid off at the end and you'll notice there's a tremendous amount of water left in the tank. It almost looks like it's still full. And of course, that's not something we want to see as well. And that's a really strong indicator that we've overfilled. So what we did was just created that super simple, like I said, that little way that you can just use that max tab there to be crystal clear that you're filling with only the amount of water you need for the diffuser to run optimally. I personally like to have it sit just below. So you actually see the tab and the max line is still just above the water. So that's my top recommendation on how to ensure that this is going to run optimally. And then at that point in time, my friends, you're ready to have some fun. So I'm going to go back to our limited edition Cosmic Blue, and I'm going to show you just how it works when it's misting. So I'm going to press my button once, and you're going to see, there we go, a beautiful stream of mist coming from the top of the unit. And this is where I'd mentioned that you would then press a second time to move into that intermittent functionality. So in about 30 seconds, you're going to see this take a little bit of a pause. So what I'm really excited about is all of the opportunities I've had this week to test and play around with the units. I'm loving the strength of this stream of mist. I hope you can see that on camera, like a really nice and powerful stream that has what is known as throw. So the idea of throw is that it can sort of project and it can really allow for the scent to travel in a space. So whichever one of our 100% natural diffuser blends you select, see, we've now moved into that intermittent setting. You have the opportunity to really enjoy the oils optimally in your space. I found that I could have this even sort of in a different area of the room than where I was, and I was really experiencing the benefits of the aroma. And so I just love how strong it's coming through. And again, 4 hours continuous, 8 hours intermittent, and then you're going to go back into your charging space so that you can set it up for its next sort of cordless roam through your home. The last thing I want to mention is just to be mindful when you are moving the diffuser in your space that you're holding it from the bottom, from the base. So we did see that the lid is the secondary piece that actually comes off on the top. It breaks sort of right through the middle of the unit. And of course, we want to be mindful that we're not going to drop it or spill it. So just always holding from the bottom of the base and keeping it nice and level wherever you're taking it to place in your home. So super excited, and I'm going to be playing, I think, with my units a lot this weekend. And of course, as we're introducing brand new diffusers, I wanted to share today just a couple of my personal favorite diffuser blends. So some recommendations I have. We were sort of thinking it would be fun to do something for a morning, noon, and night. So I'm going to show you 3 different blends today that I choose to sort of get my day started, when I'm looking to relax or unwind, and then when I'm heading to bed in the evening time. So I'm starting today with a beautiful citrusy blend called Elevate. So personally, I'm a huge fan of citrus. I really love the freshness, the crispness. They're just the scents that make me feel really awake and really alert in the morning. But what I often find is that the scent of citrus, it dissipates quickly, it evaporates quickly, and that's just in its design. Citrus notes are called top notes, and what that means is that our nose senses them quickly, but they also tend to evaporate off of the air quickly. So what I love about the Elevate blend is we've added an ingredient here that actually gives it a little bit more staying power. So you have these beautiful bright citruses, you have orange, you have lemon, but you also have lemongrass. So lemongrass, if you're familiar with it, it has that zestiness, that tartness to it. It's almost like a little bit zippy is the way I like to describe it, but it also has longevity. It has staying power in the air. So this is now a beautiful combination of citrus. It feels uplifting, it feels really bright, but it's going to stay a little bit longer. My personal favorite secret ingredient in here, it's called yuzu. So yuzu is a little bit of a lesser known fruit. It's very, very tart. So it would be comparable to something like a lime, but it's not actually typically used for its fruit because of how tart it is. So it's really prized in the perfume industry, in aromatherapy, the beautiful benefits that it brings to the air. And again, it just has a little bit of a clarifying effect on the mind as well. So I'm getting my day started with something bright and beautiful like Elevate. Next, I'm moving over to the thought of maybe this is after work or in the afternoon when you're wanting to sort of just chill, bring everything down a notch or two, just sort of invite stillness into your space. I have chosen a blend that I adore, and it's called Bliss. So Bliss is this wonderful combination of citrus and floral. That's something that I find personally works wonderful for my system. I find it to be very balancing, very stabilizing. So when I think about de-stressing, I'm not necessarily considering rest at this point or thinking about sleep. I'm just thinking about quieting my mind, bringing my breath sort of like into rhythm and just giving my body a little bit of a decompress. So this is a blend that starts with citrus. So you're looking at grapefruit and orange. That's sweet, that's uplifting. And then these gorgeous flowers come in the mix. So you have rose, you have geranium, and rose geranium. So it's sort of funny. Sometimes people are like, are you saying one ingredient? And it's like, no, it's actually 3 separate. I see this in my future today. So rose is the first one, like I mentioned. Rose, the queen of all flowers, just a very distinct note in rose. It's really fresh, it's really light, it's really sweet. It's very powerfully balancing for our emotions. So fantastic for supporting your emotional health. Then you have geranium. Geranium's a bit more pungent of a flower. So it's not that light and sweet from a rose. It has a little bit more depth to it. It's also a powerful balancing oil. And then rose geranium. So it's actually a really nice balance of the two. So something that's a bit sweeter and lighter, then you take that pungent note, you sort of put it together. And when you mix these with the citrus in particular, I think they just really invite a sense of calm, a sense of stability, a really harmonizing effect in the air. So like I said, that's sort of my afternoon or my after work blend. And then my nighttime, this has been a long time fave. This has been a go-to for me for many, many years. This is a blend called Tranquility. So Tranquility is our most well-loved blend for rest at nighttime. This is for setting up your evening routine, for really sort of taking you through your sleeping hours. Beautiful combination, starting with lavender. You have marjoram. That's the oil I really love in the blend. Marjoram is known in aromatherapy as an anti-inflammatory. You often see it show up in formulas for pain and pain and recovery with the body. But how it acts when you think about sleeping is it actually helps to relieve any sort of inflammation in the respiratory system. So in the chest cavity, encouraging you to open up and breathe deeper. And in my experience, when you're breathing really deeply, you're sleeping really deeply. So that nice sort of herbal note from marjoram. You also have Roman chamomile, a beautiful natural sedative, so important in its impact for our nervous system. So again, bringing you down, just giving you a bit of stillness, really inviting that rest. And of course, the lavender I mentioned, just the most well-renowned essential oil that there is for supporting calm, for supporting peace, and just helping you to feel at ease. So that's a blend I tend to reach for in the nighttime. So my friends, that's all I have for you today. Just a nice, short and sweet. We were really excited to be able to introduce you the brand new Aroma Be Free diffusers. I'm going to hold it up one last time so you can have a look. So that again is the limited edition version of the Cosmic Blue. So in stores and online just until sell through if you love that color. This again is our gorgeous matte black. So a very classic, timeless design. And then the one that I still have sort of in pieces here is our matte white. So, and this again is just really chic, really fits into any decor. And for myself personally, I love the white in my space because of my plants. I keep all this beautiful greenery around me, and I love that the white just keeps it really neutral. So whatever you're looking for, whichever one of those colors speaks to you, we are so thrilled to be able to finally introduce to our community a cordless rechargeable diffuser. If you have any questions, if you're curious about any of the other functionalities or anything I can support to help you learn more about the Aroma Be Free, please feel free to jump over to the comment section. I'd be happy to speak with you there. Another resource I wanted to mention will be linked out over in the video description, and that's a blog article that just went live this morning as well. So just going to tell you a little bit more in depth about diffusers in general. So if you're new to diffusing and you're curious about the benefits, you want to learn more, just hop on over to that blog article, and there's some links as well that will take you directly through to our website if you want to see some pictures and sort of see the diffusers in action. So with that, my friends, I wish you a beautiful weekend. I hope you have the opportunity, perhaps you have a local store that you can pop into to check out these diffusers in person. Of course, you can always check them out at sage.com. And like I said, just sort of more information there about any nitty-gritty details I may have inadvertently omitted today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. I wish you a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here again soon. Take care, everyone.